What is going on, everybody? This is Gabriel Jones giving you a drop of sun any chance I get, and I am so thrilled to be reaching the end of May. I am feeling pretty energized for today's episode. For one, I just got back from the Khalid and Lauv concert a few days ago. In fact, I have my Khalid merch right here. It's him wearing his little sunglasses. Feels like the perfect way to transition into Pride Month. But another reason I'm really hyped for today's episode is because this should be the point where we reach a full year of doing the sum up. Woo! We are reaching a full year, baby! I am so thrilled! I feel like a champion! I'd like to thank my parents, I'd like to thank my siblings, and I'd like to thank all 10 people who have kept up with this series. It is a true honor, and I couldn't be more blessed. This is actually a baseball trophy that I won when I was a little kid, so it's not for anything too monumental. But in all seriousness, I'm very happy that I got to do a full year of this show, and I hope to keep doing it in the following months, and the following years for that matter. We are coming up on the 1-year anniversary that I launched this series, and if we're going to be wrapping up the 12 months that I've been doing this, we have to do it right. Today's episode is going to look at a few hip-hop artists, and we have an artist on the rise that I've been really wanting to get to for quite some time, so I hope you stay tuned for that. I don't want to keep you guys waiting any longer. Let's just hop into the action. I hope you got your hat fitting on tight enough, because the sun is up for the sum up. I feel like I should cover hip-hop a lot more in this series, so I'm gonna work on that by reviewing the new Latto album called Big Mama. Latto was born as Alyssa Michelle Stevens in Atlanta. She emerged into the music industry after winning the reality competition, The Rap Game, and started releasing her own songs and EPs throughout the 2010s. My first introduction to her was actually G-Eazy's 2020 single, Down, where she appeared alongside him and Viktor Orban supporter, Rob Schneider, for the video. Latto saw even more success in 2022, when her breakthrough hit, Big Energy, climbed up to number 3 on the Hot 100. While a few of my peers didn't view the single favorably, it did help Latto become more recognizable, and earned her a few Grammy nominations. Big Energy was part of her album 777, which peaked in the top 20 in the US. Latto then released Sugar Honey Iced Tea in 2024, which featured the iconic Put It On The Floor Again. It was so good it caused Marty the Zebra to move it. Now we're in 2026, where Latto has published her 4th album, which on the surface seems largely inspired by the child that she just had with 21 Savage. Hopefully, she'll bring the energy here. We'll continue our Latto discussion in just a few moments, but for now, I want to give you my 4 to blast for the second half of May. These are singles that I think could do a lot to shake up the charts or really impress listeners, so I hope you focus up when I reveal them to you. There's a real European theme you're going to notice with these singles. They're from the Brits and they're from the Irish. Should be very interesting. So let's cut the chit chat and get into it. This is my 4 to blast. The first single we're discussing today is More, More, More by Becky Hill. My exposure to Becky Hill has been pretty limited. I mainly know her EDM cuts like Crazy What Love Can Do and Run, but after exploring her solo work more, my attention was immediately drawn to More, More, More. For starters, I was amused by the production. After the first chorus finishes, we slam into a relentless club sound. You could picture the lights flashing as the partygoers jump around one another, and you feel yourself needing to rest because of how much energy it's giving. It's actually suitable for a song where Becky reveals that she's feeling overworked by showbiz, and is fed up with all the excess she has to display on camera. Even Becky's performance is engaging. She monologues her first verse almost like she's venting to the listener, but then vocalizes like normal on verse 2, succumbing to the pressure of having to keep people entertained for her greedy executives. As her voice gets louder, you understand her frustration even better. I can already tell this song will be a massive hit with clubbers. She really is giving more, more, more. Our second song for today is End of an Era by Niall Horan. With the new album coming out in the next few days, Niall Horan has been releasing a few new singles leading up to the LP. Just recently, he gave us the closing track for the record, End of an Era. We open with a couple of slow strumming guitars before Niall begins singing with soft vocals. Using a soft rock sound, he talks about having to let go of someone that he wanted to build more memories with, but knows the journey must conclude. This is definitely a sadder track. It gets even more solemn when you think about his former deceased bandmate, Liam Payne. Niall and his producer, Julian Bunetta, even directly said this will be about Liam, reflecting on how they started their careers alongside each other and how those memories will stick with him forever. I'm sure for many people who grew up with One Direction, End of an Era will be an extremely heavy song to get through. Our third song for today is from an artist that I just found out about, Franklin Saint by Pozer. I've listened to plenty of British rappers over the years, such as Tiny Tempa, Professor Green, and Dizzy Rascal, but it looks like a brand new face is emerging within the genre, and that would be South London's Pozer. The beats on his songs are ferocious, with his tight flow complementing them so well. A place where that shines clearly is Franklin Saint's. Named after the main character of Snowfall, Pozer raps about the hard work he's put in to score a lucrative career in music. While he's pleased to have enriched himself, he's still battling haters doubting what kind of power he wields, not to mention his fears of trusting people. The beat also carries the tune substantially, opening with a piano melody and then utilizing a hard-pounding bass, which often switches up in intensity. I'm glad to have come across Pozer's music, and Franklin Saint might actually convince me to watch the FX series. Our final song in the For to Blast today is Man in the Arena by The Script. The Script has certainly gone through many changes over the years. They increased their group to 4 members, and more unfortunately, saw the tragic death of their guitarist Mark Sheehan. But it appears their music is still persisting, and they even have an album drop planned for August. The opener for that project is Man in the Arena, and it has the same energy they've exerted before. Danny Donahue spits rapid-fire lyrics on the verses about putting on your game face and playing the match you're a part of no matter how incessant the jeers might be. It's pretty clear they're trying to recreate the same magic they found with their 2013 hit, Hall of Fame, but it just shows they know how to make pump-up anthems so well. The production includes some subtle pianos and keyboards, exciting drum rolls before every chorus, and a soothing vocal note for the outro. I guarantee that if Mark was still with us, he would be very proud of the band for how they wrote Man in the Arena. Be sure to give each one of those songs a listen because I think they could do a lot to blow you away. I know there was a little bit of heavy material for this section, but trust me when I say these songs definitely have some pure quality to offer. The Stanley Cup Finals and the NBA Finals are coming up in a few days, so it would be more than fitting for them to use Man in the Arena for the promotion. But with all that said, we still have an album discussion, so let's get back to focusing on Latto's Big Mama. One thing I've noticed about Latto is how she loves referring to herself as Big Mama, even before this record came out. She actually uses that nickname to signal to people that no man is her daddy. And that she's her own boss. That's the sort of independent confidence we've seen from a wide array of female rappers over the past 10 years. But it's clear that Big Mama has taken on a different meaning now that Latto has given birth to her first child with 21 Savage. With a new chapter of her life taking place, this will surely lead to more inspiration for her next batch of songs, and thus we got the latest album, Big Mama. Just from the opening track, Business and Personal, you hear Latto establish that all the success she's rapping about means so much to her because of how she worked tirelessly to climb to a sustainable life after living very impoverished. One personal favorite detail of mine are the various shoutouts she gives to other famous celebs, like Miss Rachel and Issa Rae. She celebrates this high life with other women, telling them on Get Money Girl they deserve to treat themselves with expensive items. As we see on Chrome Heart Diaper Bag, she also plans to spoil her child. She also lets people know that even when she's an actual mother, she'll still have the ferocity to put haters in their place, saying on it that soon as this baby drop, I'm checking bitch's temperature. She'll spit on them like But more than the luxury and lavishness, Latto's new album is centered mostly on expressing her love for 21 Savage. She acknowledges that the relationship could come with plenty of challenges, but in the end, she dearly appreciates him and wants to make their love life work, especially for their baby girl. While the R&B production sounds very soothing on these tracks, it does feel like padding after a while. Oftentimes, these songs struggle to stand out from each other, and I can't say I remember every single one of them. I find myself enjoying the more energized songs because Latto can offer a great amount of intensity with her flow and personality. One particular track I don't gel with is Death Row, because the lyric repetition becomes pretty annoying and doesn't serve as real substance for a love jam. And of course, I have to address Mama, the worst song on the album. This is clearly an attempt to make one song from the album reach top 40 success with how watered down the beat is, not to mention Jelly Roll, who gives this processed gospel performance that doesn't feel authentic at all. It's a shame because so many of the featured artists, like Mariah the Scientist and the Oscar-nominated Tiana Taylor, add so much to the listen. But Jelly Roll feels way too out of place. If you want my recommendation, a great single would be Fallen. The gentle acoustic guitar pleases the ear, and her auto-tuned singing works great for a song where she hopes 21 will always support her. Another great entry on this record is Daddy's Girl Interlude, where she reflects on how neglectful her father was throughout her childhood, and she vows to give her daughter the happy upbringing that her pops didn't. Big Mama has big highlights for sure, but a shorter runtime might have done the album favors. I can't say it has a lot for me to return to, unfortunately. Now I need to pray Latto doesn't send her baby cheetah after me. Spare me, for the love of Christ. So yeah, there are quite a few gems with this LP, but not enough for me to say it is absolutely worth a listen, you know? Although I am really vibing with that Glorilla collab, GOMF, like, you gotta give that plenty of listens. So to close out this video, like always, I'm gonna give you my artist on the rise for the second half of May. This is someone who's been releasing singles for quite some time now, but I think they really deserve their moment in the spotlight. I listened to a couple of their singles months ago, and finally, I am able to talk about them on video. This one is gonna be good. My artist on the rise for the second half of May is Heidi Curtis. Heidi Curtis is a rock vocalist who originates from North Shields, Tyne-and-Wear, England. She began releasing material just last year. You have no idea how eager I've been to focus on Heidi in this series. Her fiery persona and defiant voice instantly caused me to turn my head. I discovered her months ago and waited for the right moment to give her the slot. Luckily, this month she dropped her tough song, Hollow Hearts. This song depicts the singer desperately missing her lover, who has been long estranged from home. The progressive electric guitars and thunderous drums make you feel as if you're speeding through the desert, trying so hard to find any civilization. It almost feels like it was released during the 1980s with its aesthetic. Topping it all off is Heidi's voice that howls to the moon like a coyote. It's largely why I started paying attention to her. Heidi Curtis has the potential to really shake up the rock genre, as evidenced by Hollow Hearts. So if you like shredding, this woman absolutely deserves your streams. The industry needs to do everything in its power to make sure Heidi Curtis gets more popular. Make her do a collab with Imagine Dragons if you have to. Just please make sure she turns into a household name. But with all of that said, we are totally wrapped up here. Thank you guys so much for joining me on another edition of the Sum Up. I had fun with this one. I hope you did as well. I'm very pleased that I got to do a whole year of this series, and I hope there's plenty more episodes to come. I want to thank people for actually watching these. If you actually sat through the whole thing, that's also appreciated. I'm looking forward to what's happening in June. I mean, it's Pride Month after all, and we should be seeing plenty of rainbows all around us. Especially Khalid over here, because I know he's certainly been embracing the pride. But in the meantime, if you guys want to follow me on social media, be sure to check out my Blue Sky, my Twitch, and my TikTok. Links will be in the description. And that's where we are wrapping up today. My name is Gabriel Jones, and the sun may be setting, but I hope you were able to soak up those drops. Take care.